this program exists. I'm amazed that the kids are so passionate about riding.
I decided, I'll just try this out. It was really good and I really liked it, so.
And do you do other sports? I mean...
Oh no, I don't really do any other sports. My school doesn't really offer any sports, so I don't know. This is my sport.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know how horses transform people. I suffered a loss. My father died, and my mom kind of, scooped us kids up, my brother and I, and she put us on horses. That's the nicest thing, when you can find a kid that needs rescuing and an animal that needs rescuing and put them together and work magic. Being 9 years old and having this beautiful animal that was my responsibility, that I had to care for, it just made a huge difference. I wouldn't say that I was powerful, but it just made me kind of feel responsible and more mature as a kid, and I think that really it helped me get through that.
Many of our kids, suffering from dysfunctional families, from post-traumatic stress, and the horses are really healing for them.
Yeah, we're not really taught to be in tune with our emotions. We're taught to swallow our feelings and don't cry in public and not really express yourself or be honest with yourself. Having had difficulties in my life, my eating disorder being probably the most difficult, but also my sexuality, I was really struggling and really suffering. And when I discovered horses, it made me not worry about what people thought of me. It was more about how I was feeling, and that my horse really allowed me to get in touch with what was important to me. So have you found that your kids have been able to express themselves emotionally better?
She was much more introverted than she is now. But now that it's basically like the horse is my puppet. A lot of times she is frustrated, like if the horse is not doing what she wanted to do. I'm like, well, why do you think that was that way? Well, what could you have done differently to adjust the horse's energy?
Well, that's great.
But it's a tool that I can use to communicate more effectively.
Many of the young people who come to us today are really loud and very aggressive and very physical. But through working with the horses, they learn the power of being quiet. And so then that translates to how they start dealing with human beings, which is really amazing. And then there's the degrees of communication.
Yeah.
Because do you have to make the horse, or do you ask the horse to come along?
Right.
Are we dancing together and one of you is leading, or is it that I'm making you dance? So the whole communication is, how do you inspire somebody to do that?
She has a good experience with her horse. She wants to reward them. Normally, she doesn't reward people for their good works or their good deeds. So to see that attribute develop and bloom in her is like, wow.
The kids are great. Their parents are lovely. The horses are great. For these kids, being able to have that connection with a horse and to be able to explore their feelings, their emotions, their anger, their frustration, love, I think it's invaluable for them. It's a very noble, very important, very soulful connection. And I love dogs and cats, don't get me wrong. But horses are I think, because they have the power to help you or buck you off, and they choose to continually be good to you and kind to you and allow you to make mistakes, that mutual respect is something that all horse people understand and get to share.